This is like the Bobby DeBarge Story edition of L'Oreal's Lowdown.
Yes, it is.
We got the director in the building.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Russ Parr.
Oh, yeah, he's incredible. Wow, he's incredible. Don't stop.
Had to come back in here for this
came
one.
back in,
He said,
man.
I came in. He saw Russ Parr. He said,
That's
I'm coming
right.
back in.
You know, the party was walking in, so I had to get in there.
Well, we did a lot of partying.
Yeah, we
the
did.
last couple of days.
That's
Oh,
right.
really?
Yeah, I'm still trying to remember my name. But it's all good. It's all good.
So our first question to you is, we want to be stars in the movie that you're directing. So whenever you're ready, we're ready
Well,
to.
I have this wonderful prison movie that I'm doing.
Wow.
And I think that you would be great.
Okay, you know what? Sure, fine. Why not?
You do your own stunts, take beat downs, the whole nine.
Orange is the new brown.
Yeah, exactly. I like that.
Well, if Roshon could do it, then I know I could do it because
yeah.
you got it. You know, you got a little beat down.
Hey,
too.
it's
Another interruption.
He's got
Hey,
pretty
man.
hair.
Been gay in here.
All right. Come on here, man. How you
Ladies
doing?
and gentlemen, Lloyd just walked in.
Yeah, it is. Hey, you have to share a mic, Lloyd.
Yeah, man.
Because you're late.
Yeah, because you're late.
Yeah, Lloyd is in the movie also, the Bobby DeBarge Story.
That's right.
Yeah.
How you doing?
Hey, you know we're on the radio live right now while you're doing all this
Right,
greeting
Why you
crap.
doing all
Okay.
this meet and greet?
Are we on for real?
My
Yeah.
boy Lloyd just walked in
Angie
the
Russ,
building.
DC, DMV.
Yeah.
What's happening? Good morning.
All right.
So back to the Bobby DeBarge story.
Right.
Yeah.
So we want to know what made you choose Bobby of all the DeBarges to focus the movie around.
Well, Bobby was like the patriarch. He was the oldest brother.
Right.
And, a lot of people are familiar with Al, but they don't realize that Bobby, with the group Switch, he pretty much established the sound for DeBarge.
Right.
That falsetto. And, Al will even tell you that Bobby can outsing him. And Bobby was the most talented in the group. I mean, he played all the instruments and the whole nine. But his story was very compelling because there's so many people that, you see that mask, that smiling mask, and then performing, but you don't know what's underneath that mask.
Right.
And there was a lot of pain. And the story resonated with me because I grew up in California, and I remember we used to play basketball at Sepulveda Park.
Right.
Back in the day, back when I was in college, and I knew Philip Ingram was
Real
part
short
of Switch.
shorts back then.
Yeah. I had to be careful, man, because things would dangle. But the thing was, is that my socks.
Were
were
they?
always-
Oh, your socks.
Yeah,
Okay.
the black socks.
Black side.
Black socks.
Okay.
But these guys used to be. I didn't realize it was DeBarge and those dudes running around. These little light skinned dudes running around the court going crazy. I knew Philip,
Right.
So I had a connection because I was on 1580 K-Day back in the day and used to play their music and the whole nine. So I said, man, I really would like to be part of this.
Wow.
And they presented a script, and the script was okay for what they wrote, so I just kind of rewrote it. And to make it fit what was pretty much legit, because I did a lot of research with Bobby's widow. But it's a dark story. I'm just gonna keep it real. It's sad.
Yeah.
And it's crazy the connection between like Jermaine Jackson and how the DeBarge family really is, because I feel like it reminds me similar situations with
Yeah.
the harsh dad, the abusive father.
Well, let me just say this: Joe Jackson was a saint compared to Robert
Yeah,
DeBarge.
he was
Saint.
disgusting.
Total different level.
Damn.
Oh, it was disgusting.
And we're going to see that in the movie on TV1.
Yeah, you'll see it.
Give us your honest assessment of these two actors here, Lloyd.
Oh, please don't do that.
Roshon. As the director,
Well, I can
'cause
start
you
off
had
by
the
saying Lloyd
director.
was whack.
Which is good. Which is good for me. It's my first
Lloyd
time.
didn't even want to do it.
Wow.
Yeah,
No.
Lloyd kept trying to back out.
Yeah, he went to
Lloyd,
returning phone calls.
Yeah, I just
Why?
wasn't sure if I was worthy of not only acting, which is a true skill, right?
Yes.
I mean,
Yeah.
being able to watch these guys work, it really gains you a newfound respect, not only for the artistry and the acting, but also for the writers, the directors,
Right.
the lighting. I mean, it's such a big production, and everybody shows up ready to get down. It's like a concert in the sense of top-notch musicians. They just doing it in a different field.
Yeah.
Didn't know if I was ready, and also the DeBarges to me is iconic. It's
Right.
just it's just so legendary. So for me to actually try to do this for the first role was also a bit of a anxiety attack. I happened to play one of the people who are still alive.
Yeah.
So I also had that in the back of my mind of, am I going to make this person proud? But
So what was that moment then? What was the moment that made you say, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and just fully indulge
it was
myself?
a few of them. One of them was when Russ pulled me over and he said, that wasn't it. It was a few moments like that. But me and Russ have that relationship from music. And then also, I think my first scene that I ever did was alongside Ro, Blue, and Matt.
Yeah. That's a good
who plays the manager. Blue plays Tommy, and then of course Ro, he's the man. And I'm sitting there with them, my first scene, and I'm supposed to be pissed at Ro.
Because you're definitely
I'm pissed
the
at
hater.
Bobby, right?
You're
I'm
the hater
I'm
in the
pissed
movie.
at Bobby. And there was a moment in the script where Bobby's telling Greg, he's like, You ain't even a real DeBarge. Like, you just tell people you a DeBarge so you could get girls. You know what I mean? And I'll bust out laughing.
Like, no.
It's like, no,
you're
that's not what's going on.
No.
Yeah, that's not what's going on
You're part of
today.
the scene, man.
There's directions in there that say you're mad.
But I will say about Roshon Fagan, his performance, and I've been directing for years. I've worked with everybody. His performance, and I'm not saying it because he's here, and I've told you that a million times, is one of the top 3 performances I've ever directed in my life. When you see his performance, and I am not. I don't toss around, compliments unless I've had enough to drink. But no, his performance, Angie, is just phenomenal. And I think when people see what he does, I mean, he picked up every nuance because you got to remember that. DeBarge, they didn't have any videos. They didn't make any videos, Bobby and those guys, because they were on the Gordy label, which was the label below Motown. So they didn't get all the juice.
Right.
And so he went and tried to find every little nuance on how the dude danced and sung and his facial expression. It blew me away the first time when we did the music. And I saw you, I went, oh wow. I just sat back but the performance is phenomenal, and I'm very proud of that. And this is going to put him on another stratosphere.
Well, let everybody know how they can watch it. TV1 is the network.
June 29th. Yeah, it's on a Saturday at 8 o'clock, and then it's going to repeat again later that night, and then also again on June 30th on Sunday. And I do want to say that the biggest thing, and I'll let you guys go, the biggest thing about this movie is that I want the voiceless to have a voice. And this deals with your mental and physical abuse of children.
Right.
And
that was hard to watch.
And and I got to tell you, if we can get somebody to watch that and go, hey, I'm in that situation, and I can see what's going on with this guy, I want to be able to have somebody I can go and talk to, and you'll be surprised, because we're in our culture, it's like, hey man, what goes on in this house stays in this house. Right. You don't need any counseling. You're tough. We come from warriors and slaves.
Right.
No, we need help.
That's exactly why we need it.
And also let me just add in also from a father's perspective. I mean, Russ spoke on from a child's perspective, but also from a father's perspective, me being a new father, just the way that you can look at how you treat your kids, how you act towards them, what you require from them. A lot of times we want our kids to be tough and just man up. We'll tell a kid in a second, but this really, I think, highlights how fragile the human spirit is, especially at a young level, and how you carry that pain throughout your life.
Right.
A lot of it stemming from your childhood, and that really can define you as a person.
Because we're all products of our childhood. And in Bobby's darkness, hopefully there'll be some light for others.
There you go.
I think that's the big
That's
deal.
it.
Russ, Ro, Lloyd.
And I got him movie I need to reach for.
Come on.
Yeah.
The prison movie.
Prison movie coming soon.
He gets the top homebread. Yeah.
Orange is the new brown on the way.
Don't fight for the top buck. Right. Okay. All right. Thank you guys.
Thank you.